we go, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Viewers Mode. It is ECW Week 22, and we're just going to immediately get into this as your main event here tonight. RVD, he takes on ECW champion Minoru Suzuki non-title contest, and that main event will happen here tonight in ECW. So, yeah. Okay, anyway, to get things off here tonight, Finn Balor. This man, he hasn't, he's on the radar, but he's also not on the radar, basically. He takes on the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Also, well, the hardcore television champion, Kenny Omega, as well. And, well, Finn Balor, fresh off his victory at SummerSlam against his rival, Corey Graves. We haven't seen Corey for the past 2 weeks. And by 2 weeks, I mean in the last episode of ECW, the episode that was after SummerSlam, and this episode, well, at least we could see him later on tonight, perhaps even after this matchup, don't really know. Omega now with a gift thrown at Balor. Okay, then, giving him a gift, that's nice of our television champion, but not the way I would expect it. Anyway, now, Omega immediately hot off the gate here, just throwing the gift at Balor's face. That was somewhat amusing. So anyway, of course, Easter originals, they've kind of flown off the radar. So it's like, you know, some people like Tommy Dreamer, RVD, Sandman, Sabu, you know, they're like not even shown here in like the show that they made famous all that much. But, you know, we still got some good champions to still somewhat hold their legacy. I see right there. Okay, then Dominator by Omega catching Balor onto steel steps. That was impressive by Omega, of course, today's John Kenny Omega with Gem Manager Paul Heyman's consent and permission was able to, you know, guess I should say challenge NXT, of course, in the last episode of ECW. NXT, luckily enough, accepted it for their respective episode. So it's very serious, of course. ECW take on NXT, which leads me to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, later on tonight, ECW General Manager Paul Heyman shall announce the 2 members of ECW, the first 2 members, because it's going to be a 4-on-4 tag matchup. NXT have not announced none of theirs yet. That could happen in the next episode of NXT. But ECW, R2 should be announced later on tonight. And I am definitely looking forward to see who our 2 representatives could be. And now Balor with the, just a basement dropkick, I guess. Well, it only makes sense for Omega to be there. So I feel like it definitely is Omega. Because, of course, I believe Omega actually did say that he was going to be there, so I believe Heyman is going to definitely announce Omega, but at the end of the day, it is all up to General Manager Paul Heyman's consent. He could announce Omega if he wants to or not, although it only makes sense to announce Omega as one of them, because Omega was the one who did the challenge. Unlike what NXT thinks, in which they think that our General Manager Paul Heyman just asked Omega to do it because he was too scared to say it. I highly doubt that, but anyway, time to just go back to calling the action. Omega misses wildly with the V-trigger there. I don't even think if Balor knew that was coming. Anyway, now Hurricanrana by Omega redeems himself for the missed V-trigger a couple seconds ago. Anyway, now Finn not able to, I don't know what he's doing now, and just getting caught by Omega. Anyway, now Omega off the ropes he goes. Okay, multiple here. V-trigger charging up like 3 times there. Nicely done by the television champion. Another V-trigger and a third V-trigger. Balor, he's getting murdered here. This time to the back of the head. And now, Omega, don't you dare. Onto the outside goes Balor. I don't have a good feeling about this. I have a very bad feeling about this, as a matter of fact. And on top, no, not the announce tail. Omega, get off, please. Omega with the tablet in hand, and yeah, that's the exact reason why, sadly enough. Omega, I told you not to. Well, that's the first time the announce table is going to be broken here tonight. The first of many times. Even more than 5 times here. And that's a more amount of time than matches we have here tonight. I bet. Anyway, now Brainbuster by Omega. If that does not happen at least more than 5 times, well, then it's a miracle. Canadian Destroyer by Kenny. Didn't even expect that one there. Neither did Balor. Anyway, into a pin, only a 1 count though. Balor springing back up another, I was about to say victory, but no, Canadian Destroyer and Balor, this time literally springing back up. And now Hurricanrana delivered to Kenny into a pin, only a 1 count. These 2 men, of course, both very dangerous competitors, part of the Bullet Club faction. Well, at least some people would think, at least. Over on Raw, of course, we got some Bullet Club members as well. Some of them being AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, and Marty Scurll. Styles, of course, you know, still in contention for the WWE Championship shortly after losing it at SummerSlam 2 weeks ago. And well, Cody Rhodes and Marty Scurll, they've now made a tag team, of course, in the tag team battle royal that they were a part of in the latest episode of Raw. So they're now officially a tag team. And well, over on SmackDown, Gallows and Anderson and the Young Bucks are over there. So specifically the tag teams of Bullet Club right there. And here in ECW, we got Balor, we got Omega, and we also got Adam Cole. Cole, he's basically not, all that accurate here to ECW. He's had like an on and off rivalry with Dean Ambrose. And that's pretty much it. Omega, of course, the second ever television champion, still hardcore television champion. And Balor finished his rivalry with Corey Graves at SummerSlam, getting the last laugh, luckily enough. Anyway, now Omega, what's this? V-trigger onto nothing, but now redeeming himself, drop kick off the top rope. That was kind of weird there. I didn't even know what Omega was going for about there. And only a 1 count once again. Finn Balor, fighting spirit here by Balor. Of course, we haven't even seen the Demon all that much. The Demon has basically flown off the radar itself, really. At this point, it's only been Finn Balor, no Demon, and well, Balor just getting caught into a Death Valley driver by Omega, and only a 1 count once again. Finn will not give up. Fisherman suplex by Kenny, and now a 2 count for Balor. I mean, a 2 count for Omega, I should say. And now Balor out of nowhere, a cutter. Okay, didn't even expect that. Well, reversal and forward double drop. Well, like I did say earlier on, to kick off the show here tonight, main event RVD and Minoru Suzuki. Well, I did say stuff about these originals basically flying off the radar, because they have, basically. So, well, RVD, if he does get the victory, not only can he perhaps get a future ECW title opportunity, whether it's before Survivor Series or after Survivor Series, because we've still got 2 episodes of ECW to go before that. So, might as well have a title matchup. Before that, it won't even change any of the match cards, I believe, depending on what happens for the rest of the card in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, now Omega gets caught from the drop kick into a nice spinebuster by Finn Balor. But if RVD does win, then if he does win, he gets a future title opportunity. And then if he wins that title matchup, he brings the ECW championship to, the whole ECW Originals legacy. At this point, I believe the only ECW original that's not over here in the ECW roster is actually Rhino, a part of his whole failed tag team with Heath Slater on SmackDown. They've basically not been accurate since week 6. And that's kind of a long time, so, Rhino, in case you ever want to come over here to ECW, General Manager Paul Heyman, he will welcome you definitely. Anyway, now Omega, what's this? Has Balor up, tombstone delivered to Finn Balor. And now Omega off the ropes goes Finn, and another Death Valley driver / Samoan drop, basically same thing here in the game. And double unhook suplex. Omega now fisherman suplex this time. Variation of different suplexes here by Omega, nicely done by the Hardcore Television Champion. Snapmare delivered to Balor. Off the ropes he goes, and just a swanton there. Omega building up much needed momentum. Of course, we do already have one matchup announced for Survivor Series, and that is the pre-show matchup, one of the pre-show matches, I should say, between ECW and NXT. As ECW's, well, let's say, we're going to say the best for last. So, NXT's monster, Lars Sullivan, takes on our respective monster, Braun Strowman. Of course, Strowman is a former competitor who was in contention for the ECW title. I would love to say that he was a former ECW champion. Sadly enough, he has not held the ECW title. He came up close 2 times. He's lost both his matches. His original matchup against Minoru Suzuki, and then his rematch clause match against Suzuki at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. So Strowman, looking to get back on the radar in the hunt for the ECW championship, perhaps even the ECW television title. But that could be a while away. Definitely if he defeats NXT's Lars Sullivan at the SummerSlam. No, that's right past. At the Survivor Series pre-show, then, he definitely gets a title shot, most definitely, because, let's be honest, everyone here in ECW is scared of Braun Strowman. And speaking of which, there we go. The one-winged angel, not even paying attention here. Omega, but now it's crawling is, Balor's crawling. Omega calling up to the, Balor, get back up, has him, and now double unhook, just a driver, I guess, pedigree. And now what's this? Has him up a second one-way angel. Stay down, Balor. That has to be it. And now Omega going for a third here. Finn able to escape out of it. Finn just wrenching the head of Omega into a headlock there to, I guess, get out of the one-winged angel. The third one-winged angel attempt. Not sure how wise that was by Omega. Going for a third. The second one could have definitely done it against Finn Balor. So a little bit of a mistake there by Omega, perhaps. And now V-trigger right to the face of Balor. The blood just came out of the mouth and face of Finn. And anyway, now, as both these men gonna exchange some punches right to the face, right to the forehead now. And now Balor just trying to kill Omega. Omega, they would turn the tables here, choking the living lights out of Finn Balor. Gonna choke the demon out of him, I guess. That'll come useful for future demon appearances, in which we haven't even seen that many anymore, I believe. And when now Balor, really know he was going for, perhaps a pedigree there. SmackDown's Triple H, not gonna be all that happy. Anyway, now what's this? And oh, what a missile dropkick. Omega is busted open. His face is a crimson mask filled with blood. And Omega catches him. Not sure if that was just resiliency or awareness. Not else to say. A third one-winged angel is delivered shortly after. Balor ran into it. And there we go. Kenny Omega with the victory. The cleaner picking up a victory out of nowhere. The ECW Hardcore Television Champion Kenny Omega walks out here tonight with a victory. Luckily enough, that wasn't for his title. Non-title. Just, wow, what a matchup, I guess. That's how you kick things off on a show. Take notes, Raw and SmackDown, and especially you, NXT, because the ECW, we just delivered. As we take a look back at the matchup here, the Hurricane onto the gift. I don't know why that's somewhat amusing to me, but Balor definitely getting retribution against Omega for Omega throwing the gift at his face earlier on in the matchup. And so that was a great matchup. Great way to kick things off here on ECW. And well, your next matchup here tonight on ECW to me to come after this, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of some bad blood renewed, I should say. As Raven, he is going to take on Baron Corbin up next after these highlights are finished. Of course, Minoru Suzuki, currently the ECW champion, after defeating Baron Corbin. After Corbin and Raven fought for a title, Raven won. Raven and Corbin had their rematch clause. Well, Corbin had his rematch clause matchup. And then Corbin won. And then before Raven could use his rematch clause, after their matchup, Suzuki debuts in ECW, attacks Baron Corbin backstage as soon as Corbin wins the title. And then defeats Raven in an episode of ECW to become #1 contender for the ECW championship by stealing Raven's rematch clause and turning it into a number one contender's shot. That was so difficult to say all in one breath, but whatever. I'm basically gonna die now. I cannot breathe. Wow, that was difficult. So yeah, bad blood renewed. Whoever wins this matchup definitely could get the much needed momentum to perhaps become ECW champion once again. And Raven, what are you doing? Hockey stick in hand. Stand up on the table here. Okay, come on. They literally fixed this right now. Okay, luckily enough, Raven not gonna do anything. Well, luckily enough, before the matchup starts, he's coming back over here. Come on now. Why? No. I was getting happy, and now he's Raven? What, bro? Come on. He's setting up the table. Not bringing it into a ring, but setting up the table. Not all that far away from me as it was originally, but yeah, and now the steel steps. What is Raven even doing here? Setting up the steel steps, the hockey stick, my table. And now here we go. Corbin just running the ropes into the hands of Raven. And now this matchup gets on Raven just turned this whole matchup into his personal playground. As ECW is not a playground for him enough, he just had to rearrange it just a little bit. A little bit of construction done by the first ECW champion. And now Brainbuster by Raven. And now as this Corbin has him a Brainbuster of his own. So far this matchup has been back and forth here in the early stages of this matchup. This matchup definitely not going to be pretty. Well, to be fair, every ECW matchup is necessary. Not all that much pretty. At least one weapon is used here for every matchup of ECW. We stay true to our name. Every matchup, Extreme Rules, Hardcore, No Disqualification, False Name, where you want to call it, basically. Anyway, now Raven killing the hockey stick. Killing Baron Corbin. Now, to be fair, he's basically killing both of them. And now Corbin, now to the outside he goes, and right to the announce table every time. Of course. Poor announce table. That's why Raven was setting it up, perhaps for that, or Raven going for something else. I don't know. Not to say he completed his job of perhaps making Corbin land to a table. It's only one error away. So that's the only reason that's why he could have moved my announce table. Now we're going to need a third one here before the next matchup begins. Anyway, now it's this Raven flow DDT onto the steel steps. And now Raven not done yet. Second one. Corbin this time going through it head first. And okay, hockey stick almost hit me in the face. Raven, careful where you're throwing that, please. And a 3 count for the first ECW champion. Corbin just gets demolished by Raven. Did Corbin even have a chance? Did he even have a chance? As soon as the matchup began, Raven off the gate, a snapmare, multiple strikes. Corbin was only able to retaliate with a couple strikes of his own. And like a brain buster and I think like one arm move or something like that. And then, you know, for the majority of that one, Raven just completely demolished him with a hockey stick. That has to be most of the highlights here. I see there, that's how the matchup begun. The striking contest, Corbin taking him down for a short split second. And then here we go, immediately to end the matchup. The second Raven Flow DDT. Raven picks up the victory against Baron Corbin. Nicely done for Raven. And well, there you go. There you go. Time for a third matchup here tonight then. Tag Team Champions are in action, of course. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper did what no other team on ECW could do, and that was to defeat the longest reigning champions in numerous mode history, in ECW history, in ECW tag title history, in any history here in numerous mode related to any title in any brand. Longest reigning ECW tag team champions, of course, were Matt Morgan and Abyss. They held it for 20 weeks exactly. And well, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper just demolished it. Ended them at SummerSlam. First ever team to actually defeat them in tag team action, because of course they've lost a couple 1-1 matches. Of course, Abyss losing to Braun Strowman in week 9 in a 1-1 matchup, losing to Braun Strowman again in last week's edition of Metal, ECW Week 22 Metal. And well, of course, previously, to kick off the night in Metal, we had Braun Strowman defeat Matt Morgan. Of course, that a part of Strowman's, you know, to get Strowman, you know, hyped up or something, that to get him ready for his match against Lars Sullivan at the Survivor Series pre-show. And ECW, we will prevail in the 4-on-4 tag team matchup, and we will prevail in a very ugly contest. Not gonna be for the weak-hearted between Braun Strowman and Lars Sullivan. Anyway, now, continuing on with tag team action here, ECW Originals, Blue Meanie and Steve Richards. At this point, if there was any case of explaining as a tag team or even just a competitor in general as being not accurate, it's definitely these two, which is kind of sad here. I'm not even sure if they even got a shot to even become #1 contenders for the tag titles. They definitely could get one, definitely, if they pick up a victory here tonight against Harper and Rowan. Not to mention, since Harper and Rowan are tag team champions, if you defeat the champion, you get a title opportunity. So that could happen with RVD here tonight. Didn't happen with Balor, as we saw in the beginning of the show. Anyway, now Luke Harper headbutt right to the back of the head of Blue Meanie. Okay, then that is not pleasant for Blue Meanie at all. And now to the ring apron goes Steven Richards. Steven Richards, whatever way, he's getting his back destroyed. This time to a steel garter. What's Harper looking at? Eric Rowan's basically clean house here. Harper doesn't have to do anything. Steven Richards now fighting back here. Super kick by Stevie. Come on, Stevie. You can do it. You can do it. As he has trying to wear down Eric Rowan now. Guillotine. A guillotine choke by Blue Meanie. Okay, never mind. Meanie's dead. Never mind. Stevie, he has it. Surfboard against Eric Rowan. And, well, Blue Meanie, never mind. You can't screw it up. I think he accidentally shoved Stevie. And now, what's this? Just a... Oh, you know, gut wrench into like a crucifix, I think, by Harper to Blue Meanie. That was confusing. Anyway, now headbutt right to Stevie. And now it's this Eric Rowan. Extension blows here with Blue Meanie. Can the BWO do it here tonight? If they do it, this might as well be upset of the century. The biggest upset in numerous mode history so far. Anyway, now Eric Rowan just taking down Stevie Richards, manhandling Stevie. That's Harper isolating Blue Meanie and the outside of the ring. Powerbomb, okay then. That was unexpected. Stevie out of nowhere defeated powerbomb to Eric Rowan, and now, never mind, he's dead. Blue Meanie running the ropes. I don't even think he wants to face off against Harper and Rowan and even help out standing partners. See there, Blue Meanie, he's not going to break it up. Run away from Harper. Never mind, can he outmaneuver Harper here? Harper catches him, never mind, but Stevie. Can Stevie do it here? Can he do it for a team here? Ripping across the beard, I guess, with the crossface. Stevie's actually legitimately having an impressive performance. Anyway, now, wait, what's this? What's this on the outside of the ring? Eric Rowan picks up victory against Blue Meanie. Basically unseen I was paying attention to Stevie and Blue Mean running. I was about to say running backstage, but I feel like that would have done him better. As we now cut over here to the logo graphic. Wow, that was almost an impressive performance by Stevie. Keyword almost. I'll give him that. In the matchup, he did have some impressive moments against both Harper and Rowan. And Blue Meanie somewhat as well. But then at the end of the day, you know, Luke Harper and Eric... Oh, that shot by the Blue Meanie. I don't even remember that one. Taking both big men, Harper and Rowan, to the outside ring. So that, I guess, is impressive. Now, let's say the BWO, once again, they get another loss. I don't even think they've won one matchup here in Nearest Mode, really. They haven't even had all the main matches either. They had a couple in the beginning of Nearest Mode, and then shortly after, stuff has happened. As we now move on to your fourth matchup of the night, and this is going to be a good one. Triple threat, #1 contenders for the ECW Women's Championship. Asuka takes on Velvet Sky, who also takes on Lita. Whoever wins this matchup faces off against ECW Women's Champion Sonya Deville at the Survivor Series pre-show. So this should be an interesting triple threat. And well, I guess you could say this basically the whole ECW Women's roster here. Well, at least half of them, because, you know, we got 4 involved here. Of course, Sonya Deville, who's the ECW Women's Champion. But we got 3 in the matchup, being Lita, Asuka, and Velvet Sky. And then the only 2 who are missing out in this one is Nia Jax and Paige. They basically haven't been showcased in ECW all that much. They haven't, you know, been the most accurate people here in ECW. That could all change later on after, you know, these 3 women soon leave the radar or something like that, or, you know, Paige and Nia Jax could somehow, you know, be showcased. Anyway, for these 3 women, basically multiple one-on-one matches is kind of what it is. Of course, I believe it all began with a rivalry between Lita and Asuka, and then of course in last week's edition of ECW, we did have Lita and Velvet Sky have a whole one-on-one matchup. I believe we had Lita do a swanton off the ladder into Velvet Sky. It was one hell of a quick but extreme matchup to kick off the night between Lita and Velvet Sky. I think her impressive performance impressed General Manager Paul Heyman finally, because Velvet Sky wasn't really doing all that much of anything until that matchup, I believe. And so, I guess you impress the General Manager, of course you got a title shot. Or at least an opportunity to get a title shot. But it already started with the rivalry between Lita and Asuka, so whoever wins this triple threat, excluding Velvet Sky, of course, if it was to be Lita or Asuka, then they most definitely get the last laugh in their whole rivalry. But if it is Velvet Sky, well then, that would definitely be a big surprise. Anyway, to the outside goes Asuka, crashing and burning she goes, and anyway, now Velvet, Lothar pressed to the ring apron. Okay, that's unique. 2, and a very close 2 count, but a kick out sensor flying. Not sure how wise that was by Velvet Sky. Was that did she even think? I don't even think any of us thought of the outcome of the kick out there, but we most definitely know it now. And then, wait, what's Jesus? I was about to say, what's this? It could have been a clothesline by Velvet Sky, but she gets caught X-Factored by Asuka, and Velvet, her face must be broken in half, and now she's feeling the after effects after she has springed back up, not thinking of anything. Just spring back up from the X Factor. A catch and X Factor by Asuka, and to the outside she goes once again. Velvet's not the strongest competitor at this point, as we clearly see, but who knows? She could do a major upset here. She could face off against Sonya Deville at the Survivor Series pre-show. It could happen. I think it's gonna be at the pre-show. Necessarily, it is a pre-show worthy matchup. As messed up as that kind of does sound, but Yeah, it's definitely pre-show. It's definitely pre-show. Definitely pre-show. Anyway, I'm dropping by Velvet to Asuka. And now Lita trying to get involved in the mix here. Of course, Lita and Velvet Sky's matchup last week was pretty good. I think it was like a 7-8 minute matchup. I think it was perhaps even 10 minutes, or who knows, probably under the times I just said. But it definitely did feel like it was somewhat lengthy, but I don't think it necessarily was. Anyway, now Lita with the knife here. I mean, it is legal as long as it's not murder. It probably is gonna be murder. Anyway, now her Karana with the knife. I don't think that stabbed anyone. 1 and only a 1 count to Asuka. If she kicked out, the knife could have even impaled her. I don't know. Why is there a knife here? I got no idea. And why is Lita using it? And why do we not have security out here? And why is Asuka using it? And why is this happening? I'm so confused. Anyway, now Velvet Sky now. I think almost stabbing Asuka. Stunner by Lita now. Into a pin here. Can't you pick up victory? Nope. Velvet Sky. Was she even thinking to bring it up? She walked away. What a dropkick by Leah. Asuka gets sent flying. Plunger by Velvet. 1, 2, and very close to count. That could have been 3. That could have been 3. If you would have blinked, you would have definitely thought it was 3. And right now, the snap suplex by Leah, or regular suplex, I can't remember anymore. And right now, baby suplex by Asuka. Sonya Deville, of course, the first ECW Women's Champion. She still holds it. Of course, back when for one of the live events, back when we were doing live event shows, that's where Sonya Deville won against the rest of the women's roster. I believe it was like a whole 6-woman battle royal or something like that. So Sonya Deville, she's been holding it for a while. I think the final 2 were actually her and Asuka. So I think, maybe, I can't necessarily remember, but whatever. Anyway, now. So we continue on triple threat. The missile dropkick by Asuka, shoving down Lita now. This is one hell of a matchup to, get us hyped up for the main event. Back inside the ring goes Asuka off with a nice body slam by Lita. Anyway, now Velvet misses the clothesline from behind. And, well, hopefully none of these women come near the announce table here because I will not want it to break. Hopefully not. Anyway, now. As this matchup kind of taking a slow turn here. None too exciting, but never mind. Speaking of that, Swanton by Leah. And now Asuka, what's this? Can steal the victory, perhaps? It looked like she was going to pin Velvet Sky off Lita's Swanton bomb right there, but no. And we now Snapmare by Velvet. And now another Snapmare. I believe Asuka was actually trying to do a Snapmare, but then Velvet turned Asuka's Snapmare into a Snapmare of her own. As confusing as that is. Anyway, now what's this now? Oh! Double X hand. I mean, not double X handle. Brass Knuckles. I think did Leah do the double X handle to Asuka with the Brass Knuckles? I think probably so. I originally didn't see it, but Brass Knuckles being involved here by Lita, anything goes. As well, Velvet Sky can try to pick up the scraps after what Asuka just did to Lita. Velvet once again her face. Definitely has to feel some damage. Anyway, now Asuka, can this one be it? Down to the steel step she goes, and yep, that it is. The drop kick by Lita. Just sweeping the legs of Asuka to the outside. Went Asuka off the ring apron through the steel steps. Devastated. Completely devastated. And Asuka is the #1 contender. Velvet Sky, I don't know what happened to her. Feeling the effects of the X Factor earlier. Bottom line, is she busted open or something like that? I got no idea. She was holding on to her face. She definitely is hurt. And so I guess that kind of costs her. Walking around, stumbling around the ring shortly after. And, well, Lita. Not much better for her. And, well, Asuka not much better for her, I should say. Because Lita just won it, so. Yeah. Not much better. So there we go. #1 contender has been crowned. As well, hopefully, I know I'm kind of getting off track here after the triple threat we just had, the crazy triple threat we just had, but so far so good here for ECW. What's been happening with Raw and SmackDown hasn't really been the best and most controlled. But anyway, Survivor Series pre-show, Lars Sullivan, Braun Strowman, NXT, ECW, that's going to be good. And the members have been announced. The graphic just randomly popping up here. There's Kenny Omega, the Hardcore Champion. And what's this? ECW Champion, Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki is going to be at Survivor Series. So there we go. Of course, I kind of did expect Omega. I believe everyone expected Omega, because especially after what Omega did last week. So it only makes sense, but there we go. The ECW Champion, Minoru Suzuki. He's going to head into Survivor Series, but now it's this confrontation here. Suzuki just grabbing the steel chair in front of RVD. RVD slowly walking away shortly after. I thought we were going to get into it. Like, the fight was going to start before the matchup began, but that shows the respect between these two men, perhaps. Not even sure if Suzuki actually respects anyone, really, but whatever. How he rose here in ECW is throwing the chair at RVD. And anyway, now reverse suplex. Just a dragon, whatever it is. I don't know, I already forgot what it's called. Dragon Sleeper Suplex, something like that, whatever. Anyway, now, this is going to be one hell of a main event. Suzuki, of course, he's been involved. Him and Omega, they've held, their respective titles for a very long time, really. So, they've been in a whole lot of ECW main events, whether it's against each other, because, of course, we did have a champion versus champion. I believe we had 2 champion versus champion contests between Suzuki and Omega. I know we definitely had one before, but I'm not sure if we had two. Suzuki, he's been holding the championship since week 8. So it's been a while since Suzuki's been holding the title. So he's been doing pretty well for himself. And Omega, he has been holding his respective hardcore television championship since week 8 as well. So both these men have actually held the title, since the same amount of time. Kind of feels like Omega's title run has been longer, but actually no. So there you go, interesting facts right there. There's been one hell of an ECW, actually, it's kind of being difficult to talk here. Kind of struggling to. Definitely am exhausted after what's been happening here in ECW, and this main event definitely going to be even more exhausting. But hey, have to fulfill my job. Anyway, now RVD off the surfboard there to Suzuki. Of course, if RVD does win this matchup, then that equals a future title opportunity for Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Nights, Mr. Friday Nights, Mr. Thursday Nights, Mr. whatever. I think he was even called Mr. Tuesday Nights, but where. That's not, whichever show he's on, he is Mr. of that night, I guess. So, yeah, basically he's going to now be Mr. Wednesday Nights, although this is not coming out on Wednesday, but let's just pretend like I'm sticking with a schedule. Although I really am not sticking with the schedule that I planned, but let's just pretend. Anyway, now into guardrail goes RVD. Back first, anyway, now once again, just Suzuki manhandling him with a double hook suplex. And now again, okay, never mind. Brainbuster into the ring goes RVD. Rob Van Dam back up once again here. Just springing back up. Anyway, now another brainbuster by Suzuki. Easy victory here. 1. Nope. Not gonna get the full 3 count back. Suplex now by Suzuki. Again, desperate here is he. Multiple pins. 2 count for Suzuki, and now has him in an ankle lock here. Gonna simply let go. And now off the ropes goes RVD and just dragging him there, just grabbing him, putting him from one place to another, from point A to point B, I guess. That's a unique grapple, I guess. Anyway, now what's this? Thumbtacks, meat, chair. I don't like this, but anyway, I don't even think RVD likes it either. Just running at Suzuki, charging at him. And I don't think RVD wants to go through that. Thumbtacks and a chair. Not the most pleasant thing to feel, I would believe. Definitely, I've never taken that type of bump, but whatever. Stunner out of nowhere by RVD. But I will assume a chair underneath thumbtacks is not going to be pleasant for RVD or Suzuki if this soon backfires for him. Anyway, now Suzuki going for the Gotch power driver there. Gotch style power driver into the ring. Back into the ring goes RVD with the suplex. And now Suzuki. Humongous shoulder tackle. And now RVD answering back a couple kicks. Spinning heel kick to Suzuki. And now camel clutch here delivered to the champion. But Suzuki with the counter. Nice arm drag counter. Delivered to RVD on top of the rope. And now here we go. Knee drop with a roll through. Nicely done by Suzuki. He's the champion, not one to mess with. Of course, Suzuki has defeated Braun Strowman. Which the only other man to actually say that he's defeated Braun Strowman, I believe, is only Kenny Omega. Back a couple weeks back in ECW before the SummerSlam pay-per-view. Where he had the 4-man war matchup. Fatal 4-way, I think. Was it? I think it was a Fatal 4-way. Where it was Omega, Suzuki, Strowman, and Barrett. And then we had Omega pin Braun Strowman off a shooting star press onto the outside. Or it was a different type of tag team variation where we had I don't know, Rivals team up with each other, maybe? I really don't know. I really can't remember, but I do remember somehow Omega did pin Strowman in that matchup, so there we go. Anyway, now what a knee strike by Suzuki. And now has him up German suplex. Delivered to RVD. Now I think about it, I think it was champions and challengers. So I think it was actually Omega and Suzuki versus Barrett and Strowman. I think that's the only way that could actually explain Omega pinning Strowman. But not to say, that's all in the past. As we now continue on here in this matchup here. RVD trying to fight back. Not going to be successful. Back suplex by the ECW champion. And now has him up double underhook suplex this time. And now, well, looking for something else there. Perhaps a brainbuster into the thumbtacks and chair. Could only really make sense. Well, not thumbtacks and chair. I should say thumbtacks. The chair's now been moved, but where? Of course, that spot could soon be subbed once again by our RVD or Suzuki. And now just surfboard. No, bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. No, that is actually a surfboard. Never mind. I get the two moves confused. Okay. Anyway, now RVD arm drag into an arm bar. Nicely done by Rob Van Dam to Suzuki. Of course, RVD wins this matchup. Future ECW title opportunity for him. Perhaps even before SummerSlam, maybe. I mean, not SummerSlam, Survivor Series. So that could happen. And when now Suzuki, what's he doing here? Just slowly get back to the ring from the steel steps. I'm not sure what Suzuki was kind of doing. I guess just trying to take a reset here, trying to rethink his strategy here, because he needs to put away RVD very quickly, because we do not know how much damage Suzuki is going to take in this matchup. Based upon how much damage and the longer this matchup goes and the more strikes and grapples RVD gets onto Suzuki, then Suzuki could easily, might as well perhaps even get injured, have to vacate the championship, or at least still be weakened before Survivor Series, because Suzuki and Omega, they ain't gonna get no breaks. And I'll assume whoever's going to become the next two members for ECW are not gonna get any breaks here anyway. Off the power drive into thumbtacks, and only a 2 count. RVD should basically be dead, but of course he's not, because reasons. But the power driver, not the Gotch style power driver, just a regular power driver onto the thumbtacks. I think Suzuki's gonna try to save that up for later. He hasn't tried to do the Gotch style power driver yet, at least I don't remember. But I feel like if he has tried to, he probably would have connected with it already. And right now, shot with the steel chair right to RVD, nicely done. And now, oh, what a headbutt. I think that was to the mouth, the chin, the chest of RVD. It was lightning fast, and only a 2 count. RVD, he's taking a whole bunch of damage here. I did say I was going to be worried for how much damage Suzuki's going to take before Survivor Series, where him and Omega and 2 other competitors take on Team NXT. But, at this point, Suzuki, he's looking pretty good in this matchup. Well, here's the bad thing, though. If RVD, of all people, will be announced as, the 3rd or 4th member for Team ECW, then that is definitely not going to be good for us, because, we got another team member in Suzuki. Basically almost killing RVD so far. See the powerbomb, and RVD, I thought he was going to go for a pin shortly after, but no. He knows that that's not going to end Suzuki, and now what's this? Multiple shots here with the steel chair, and I think RVD, he's lost it. He's definitely lost it. RVD getting desperate here. Shots with the steel chair. How wise this is. Very wise, but I should be saying RVD shouldn't be doing this, because this could lead to ECW's demise at Survivor Series. I really don't know, but hey, I really can't be saying anything. RVD, he's trying to win the matchup here, so I can't really talk. And now powerbomb X Factor with the chair. Suzuki springing back up. This man will not die. He will not die. He will not stay down here. And Suzuki bringing down RVD. And now what's this? To the outside goes RVD off the double unhook suplex. And now Suzuki gonna give him a taste of his own medicine. Perhaps once again, never mind, setting up the steel chair here. Stunner counter by RVD. I think Suzuki had some very bad intentions. On the thin layer of padding, could have had a Gotch style power driver or any other maneuver onto the steel chair. Definitely does not spell anything good for RVD in this case. And well, at this point, I guess I know I did say how much a great matchup the first matchup was. Anyway, 5-star frog splash by RVD. He didn't get all of it. But he got some of it there, and Suzuki is just made back up. Rob Van Dam's best move right to Suzuki's legs of all spots. He didn't even get all of it, but that still should be devastating. But Suzuki basically doesn't feel it. He is limping though, and what a knee strike. Did you see the way RVD's head just bobble back? I guess both those words could be used at this point. I really don't know. And RVD, what's this? Again, second attempt, connects with it. 5-star frog splash, and Suzuki kicking out before the referee can even count. And RVD, he must be dead. His skull has to be broken. Suzuki sending him halfway across the length of the ring. The ring could definitely be a ruler for how far RVD just flew. I'm trying to say something here, and then the action here just stopping me from doing anything, I guess. But anyway, the shots with the brass knuckles. Suzuki definitely getting desperate here. I'm starting to lose my ability to talk here. My throat's actually starting to hurt here. Which brings me into the case that I was trying to say that I thought of how good the first matchup was. This second matchup is basically gonna be a bloodfest very soon enough, like it was for Omega. As soon as, well, near the end of the matchup, when Balor, just a missile dropkick made Omega bleed the hard way right through his skull. Anyway, now camel clutch with the now no longer burned flaming steel chair that now just turned from black to blue, which is weird of how that effect always happens once it's lit on fire. But anyway, where? Anyway, now Suzuki just throwing the chair at RVD to soon deliver just a knee right to the face. Right knee, nothing fancy about that, nothing pretty about that. Well, hey, to some people it could be pretty, and now Suzuki dropping the thumbtacks over on the other side. That was gonna drop an RVD or something like that, but there. And now Suzuki, now he's setting up. Throws it at RVD. Throwing the brass knuckles. Well, let's see. I see a steel chair, I see brass knuckles, and I see thumbtacks that Suzuki is targeting. I also see a sign, a microphone, a camera, that's both of which are right next to me. The signs in the ring, and also a bell. So this does not spell good. I can't even talk anymore about RVD now. Trying to gain separation here. Don't you dare go. I was about to say, if he was going to step down the announce table, it's not going to be good. Anyway, now Suzuki, his head must have hit the back, the guardrail of the spin heel kick. He went flying from that one. And now tying to the crowd for a short second. Tying to RVD now. Telling him to get up or something. I would assume that he is. And now Suzuki is still taunting away. Tying at me, I believe, as well. Anyway, now what's this? Trying to set him up here onto the concrete. Onto a camera, as a matter of fact. Gotch style. Power drive. And RVD's back up. Rob Van Dam is back up. Suzuki hitting his best move. I guess that's RVD's way of saying, hey, if you're not going to sell my finisher, I'm not going to sell your finisher. And RVD has hit his twice. Suzuki has hit his once, and Suzuki just charging at RVD, and we have a pissed off ECW champion. And that's never a good thing, especially when our ECW champion is Minoru Suzuki. Even if it was Baron Corbin or Raven, still, that would not be good. Gotch style power driver on to the thumbtacks. This is just brutal. Missed the knee. The knee strike did Suzuki. Well, anyway, now that I actually think about it, watching the Gotch style power driver was actually, it was a regular power driver, not to say still equally somewhat devastating, but of course the Gotch style power driver being Suzuki's best move equals he could execute it, the best, I guess. And so I guess that'll be more devastating. Now multiple stomps there. RVD now snaps suplex. Suzuki's legs almost just like going into those thumbtacks. I think his head probably caught part of the brass knuckles and the steel chair. So not good for Suzuki. Both these men have taken a whole lot of damage in this matchup. RVD, he's crawling, trying to get away from Suzuki. Now, man, he's going back there now. This is not good at all for RVD. He is struggling. Suzuki just end him at this point. He's already dead. He's basically half dead. Multiple stomps here. Suzuki, come on, end it already. Just do it alright. And there we go. Gotch style power driver onto not only the camera, but the steel chair. And again. Camera, steel chair, concrete. In that order. Well, at least steel chair and concrete for the second one. Onto that. And there we go. Suzuki picks up victory. Well, the second one in a row. 3 total in the matchup. That second one was in a row. Wow. Just wow. What a matchup. What a matchup between these two men. Hats off to both of these two. Put on one great matchup. All of this to just, for RVD, it was just getting a tower shot. It was just being accurate. It was just winning the matchup here in ECW, which he hasn't really done all that much of. Probably because he hasn't even been showcased in all that much matches. But for Suzuki, it was just, I don't even know. I think it was just having fun, just trying to kill RVD, basically. And for RVD, it could have been just to get a future title opportunity. Or just for the thrill to fight here in ECW, which is what needs the original like RVD thrives on. Nostalgia. Championships. The way the crowd loves ECW, but at what cost? At exactly what cost did RVD just go through? Suzuki basically killed him. RVD has taken a whole lot out of our ECW champion. So what can this mean for Survivor Series? And if RVD is announced as the 3rd or 4th member of Team ECW, whether if it's next episode or whether if it's 2 weeks from now, before Survivor Series, then we don't know if RVD could actually even be there. but that's even to know if RD is going to represent us. So there we go, what a matchup as we now still go through these highlights here, just see how devastating. These weren't even all of the extreme moments here, these were just some random spots of the matches, some of them extreme, some of them, you know, just basic wrestling stuff. I am speechless here. Well, at this point, worst case scenario is that NXT could simply attack us or whatever, but so far, they've been silent. I really do not want to jinx it here, because at this point, Suzuki, he's backstage. RVD, he's getting medical attention now. We got the trainers out here in front of the ring. Suzuki's backstage now. We don't see Suzuki. No sign of anyone from NXT. No NXT champion Chao Guerrero. No Will Ospreay. No Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. None like that. So far so good here. RVD, he's now actually going backstage with the trainers. As you see right there, the Gotch style power driver. The first one and then the second one in a row onto the camera, the chair, the concrete. Well, the first one was onto the camera, chair, and concrete. Second one was a little bit better for RVD, but still not good with the chair and concrete. Suzuki taunting away. And there we go so far. Now, the ring is now empty. Weapons being cleared up. Fans are leaving. Show is ending. NXT nowhere in sight. Good, because that will be the worst of our problems after the matchup we have just went through, and after what a great episode of ECW we actually just went through as well. So there we go. That's it for Universe Mode. This is actually our second longest episode of all time. Well, outside of pay-per-views, because SmackDown Week 10 was 56 minutes, this has actually been 48, because of the replays. So it's been the replays and it's been that main event that make it that long. So there we go. Thank you all for watching this episode of ECW. Catch you all in the next edition of Universe Mode, which will be SmackDown. So there we go. Catch you on the next one, and goodbye.